My name is Nathan Brock. Today's date is May 1st, 2020, and I'm presenting at Catamount Peaks apartment. Many times we've heard somebody complain that work is a drag and they hate their 9 to 5 job, and oftentimes that they live for the weekend. That is why I believe in doing what you love. In my opinion, doing what you love is providing yourself an income or relaxation techniques in order to do what you love and provide yourself with that income and experience joy and happiness in your life. And to go into that, I will address some personal testimonies of myself and some other well-known people and some people that I know personally. Firstly, I'll deal with myself, and I'd like to address doing what I love and how it impacts my educational and college career in my life. When I first applied to Western Carolina University, I applied with a business degree. And by reviewing the business degree material, I discovered that that is not something that I would have interest in. And I'm glad that I switched it at the time I did. That is because I realized by doing what you love, it enables you to put more time and be okay with that and dedicate more of yourself to something. For example, by doing what I love, I switched my major to what I believed I would like, and in turn I have, which was my engineering degree, mechanical to be specific. And what happens is, now that I've switched it to the major that I like, I do not care to put the extra time and the extra effort into the degree that it requires. Late nights and other things of that nature do not seem as much as something that I would dread, but rather something that I look as I'm gaining more knowledge for my degree. And that's what happens when you do something that you love. You'll dedicate more time and you're okay with that because you're enhancing your knowledge on that subject. Another aspect of my life that is addressed with doing what you love is my summer job. I do heating and air, and that is in turn more of a rather drastic change in hands-on activity of mechanical engineering. And I've also discovered through that I really enjoy hands-on activity. And it allows me to do the hands-on aspect of all the things that I'm learning through my educational career in college. So it also enables me to discover other aspects that I like being outside and interacting with other members of my community. And what that does is it prepares myself to determine what I truly love and allows me to make that decision when I'm older. Someone more notable and well known in everybody's household is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, for those of you who don't know, is the founder of Apple and has passed away recently, but was a very influential person to the world that we know and have pretty much every single one of us come in contact with one of his products. Steve Jobs was a huge advocate of doing what you love. In fact, for those of you who don't know, Steve Jobs went through a lot and dedicated a lot of his time to doing what he loved. In fact, at the early stages of Apple, he was the CEO of Apple and was outed by his own company and ended up developing another computer product called Next, or a computer company called Next. And in turn, Apple eventually bought his computer company and reinstated him as the CEO of Apple and developed the products that we know today, such as the iPhone, iPod, iPad. But all of these things were accomplished through his determination of doing what he loved, and which he stated was developing the best technology to better the lives of the people that he would come in contact with or develop this world to do better things. In fact, in a college addressing to a graduation, Steve Jobs stated that your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, don't settle. And I found that from Forbes.com. So this comes from someone who is not only a successful businessman, but is a pretty well-known person and has influenced the world in great ways in which we may have personally even been impacted ourselves. And with him being a huge advocate of doing what you love, I believe that's more proof that that does develop a peace and happiness and allows you to do great things in your life. Another person that I know personally who does what he loves is my grandfather. At the age of 76, he still does heat and air work. A lot of times he goes in at 8 in the morning and doesn't get home till 12. But I have to say he's always full of energy, happy, and ready to go to the next job, which sometimes I don't enjoy when it's after 5. But he loves what he does. And I've seen that through his personal testimony of the impact that has on somebody's life. Another thing that stuck with me that he always says is do what you love and the money will come. So it's not all about producing an income for yourself rather, but in fact just building up the joy and happiness, which is more important than monetary needs. Most people find out in the long run, which if they would have just stuck with that in the beginning, their life would have had a much different outcome. Another thing, however, though, that I want to address about doing what you love is that doing what you love will also enable you to take pride in what you do. If you do what you love, you'll dedicate a lot of time towards it and produce something or interact with something or someone, and you'll take pride in that person, hobby, or product and try to produce it to as many people as you can, share it. Nonetheless, you're going to dedicate a lot of time, and you won't regret dedicating that time because you're doing what you love. But I believe that it's also important to understand that doing what you love is not all about producing an income as well. Doing what you love also has a lot to do with taking pride in what you do, and it may also deal more with the relaxation techniques that I spoke about earlier. What I mean by that is doing what you love may be also investing time in hobbies. That's a lot more important than people realize too. It's not all about doing a job. It's really all about what's best for your mental health as well. By doing what you love, you may get involved in hobbies such as snowboarding, skiing, fixing cars. Who knows where your hobbies will take you. But it's important to do those because by doing that, you're fulfilling that desire that you have, and you're not blocking yourself off from experiencing the joy that you want to experience in your life. In a lot of ways, doing what you love also means that it may be another way to pick up another job on the side. For example, those hobbies such as fixing cars, things of that nature, you may not only have to be tied to one job to do what you love. You may take more pride in a second job of that nature, or you may be more prideful in the first, but nonetheless, if you're doing what you love, you're going to have joy in your life, and it's going to be a better experience overall for you and whoever you interact with and others. That is why I believe in doing what you love, and I believe that it should, and I hope that you will believe in it as well. I believe that through the testimonies such as Steve Jobs, the people that I know personally, such as my grandfather, and my own personal testimony, I believe that doing what you love really impacts your way and impacts your life in the most beneficial way possible. I also believe that doing what you love is the necessary bond between an occupation and happiness, because it's not all about monetary needs in this world. I believe that doing what you love allows you to go out and also interact with others in the best way possible. What I mean by this is doing what you love will allow you to become a more beneficial member to your community. It will allow you to better yourself as a person, and all the things revolving around that nature as well. So not only is doing what you love best for you, but it's best for the people that you surround yourself with. It's better for your community. All in all, it's just a better life experience. So with that being said, doing what you love allows you to be the best person that I believe that I can be. That's how I feel about doing what you love. I also believe that by doing what you love, it allows you to affect other members of your family that you come in contact with too. It really sets a goal and a standard for those that you come in contact to hopefully push them to do what they love as well. And it may be the necessary change that you're desiring in your life to finally mix that, to get the perfect combination of both work and happiness. And you may just get to the point where your work becomes your free time as well, and you may live for every day of work, which is what I hope that you'll be able to do after this presentation. Thank you for listening, and once again, my name is Nathan Brock, and I'm presenting at Catamount Peaks Apartment.